Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It is Tuesday, July 23rd, 6:24 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:24 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning. Welcome to the show. This is a show where I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. I get started in 6 minutes officially. I jump on early to say hello to my friends, do an audio visual check, and take some chart requests. YouTube has a new feature I should let you know about. If you ask for a chart request and you didn't hit the like button, you don't get your chart request answered. I'm sorry, I couldn't even finish that with a straight face, but I thought that would be funny if I could see who likes it and who doesn't. And I would say, no soup for you. Good morning, Shaker. Hey, Greg. Hey, Rachel, Alice, Wave, Jill. Hey, Tess and Topher. Hey, Paula. Hey, Mal, Gregory. Hey, George. Yep, stomp on that like button, Nugget. Hey, Moonbase, Jeffrey, Ginny and Tuscany, Ted, Husey, Atticus, awesome. Thank you. You're finally here live for the first time ever. Well, Atticus, I love you too. It's a mutual love out there. All right, let me see if there are any chart requests in there. Intel. Intel's a queen of the mountain trade today. So Intel, we are in a daily downtrend. We're looking for a weekly high or low. Daily got this double bottom, 32.85, 32.76. We have earnings next week. And I love this high compression squeeze on the hourly chart, recognizing we're in a daily downtrend. So I understand how this chart was tightening for so long. We had 5 weekly inside bars. We had this high compression squeeze. We exploded and we're coming back now. I like it in this area for a long. And we'll see if it works. It could be a bear flag. We'll have to wait and see. Success, I just read what you wrote. Good, great morning, PayPal. I got puts in it. I was reading it. I got 5 on it. Everything in my brain, it goes back to hip hop songs. Lord have mercy. Hey, Bill. Louisiana Lightning. I like it. Thanks, Shake and Bake. Hey, Spaceball. Dollar Tree Farmer is here. We can get started. MBLY. Crowd is also a queen of the mountain trade. MBLY. Daily downtrend, weekly downtrend. Monthly, we're looking for a potential higher low compared to 23.49. Key level to hold, that, or we're in black dirt breakdown. And at this point, we are tapping on yesterday's low. That ain't a good look. It's not a good look. It is much, much easier to short names in downtrends and long names in uptrends. And once you can embrace that and get your fingers touching around it, it's life-changing. Now, the man who started Chart Guys, Charting Man Dan, is one of the best absolute oversold bounce traders in the world. And we Chart Guys Jungle Funk, one of the best mean reversion oversold bounce traders in the world. So we do have some great traders who can look at names and find different context clues and say, okay, this is max fear, max capitulation, I'm entering long. Overall, for the average trader, it's easier to stay with the trend. Yep, ETF starts trading today. PayPal, you got puts on it. Well, gap up is not what you want to see. You are at the daily 200 MA. Daily 50 MA is overhead. 6202 is key resistance. Gap rules apply. As long as bulls are holding this gap up, bulls are in charge. 4-hour lower high is the more likely scenario compared to 61.49. I like your puts as long as 61.50 is holding as resistance. And we need to come back inside yesterday's range very quickly. Crowd, yep. Crowd, I like it too. Like I said, another queen of the mountain trade. I like this mean reversion trade. I like it long. We have this gap down here at 261.64. Guess where we hit yesterday? 261.59. We filled that gap. Now there is another gap below. There's another gap here. Not all gaps have to be filled, but this is a logical area for it to bounce. Doesn't mean it will. Monthly, we're in a downtrend, but when I say logical, this is news related. But look at this historical RSI. This is TCG proprietary indicator. Look at this. This is the average area based on a look back period of like 1,000 periods. This is the average of where the area where crowd typically bounces. So I like crowd for a bounce today. I already took a nibble yesterday, and I will possibly add today. I told the TCG members Sunday, someone asked about crowd, and I said, hey, the 3-day no touch period is for real because Monday a downgrade is possible. And we woke up yesterday, guess what? Downgrade. It happens so often. And I'm not saying I'm nailing the bottom here, but I do like this capitulation on crowd. All right, y'all ready to get this party started? Let's get it started in here. Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on X at Chart Gal Lori, that would be lovely. You can give me a follow. I only tweet a few technical things and then a little Kamala joke here and there, but not about the vice president. It's just every time I hear that word, I grew up with Kamala the wrestler, so thought that was pretty entertaining, but I have a simple brain sometimes. So today we have existing home sales at 10 a.m., 2-year note auction, and then API estimates on oil after hours at 4:30, oil inventory at 10:30 tomorrow. What I do here most mornings is I look at this table, and by most I mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I look at this market environment dossier. I wake up to a blank slate. I start picking up all the puzzle pieces, and here's all the puzzle pieces that I deem necessary in order to paint the picture and form my thesis for the day. So we're looking more bullish than bearish, and that's really on these bounce time frames of hourly, 4-hour. Bears are still ruling the day, but I wouldn't say they're conquering the day, and there's a difference. And I highlight in turquoise things that are really standing out. Yesterday, we talked about the daily 50 RSI serving as synthetic support here on ES, and we looked at the history of RSI holding at 50. And guess what? It held here, held again. And then we have a potential 4-hour inverse head and shoulders on ES that I want to draw attention to. Dollar's a little spiffy this morning. That's a little divergence from the bull narrative. And like I said, bears are maintaining control here on the daily. Bulls are taking a stand here. So who's going to overtake whom, and what will it take for that overtaking to happen? Let's go dig in a little bit. And please hit the like button. Again, we're looking for a daily lower high here. We have not necessarily bounced enough to negate a daily bear flag. And I should stop and mention, we have Google and Tesla earnings after hours today, which will likely impact the market. So Tesla and Google earnings after hours. Tesla has a nice, neat daily equilibrium that will likely bust wide open, and I said bust, from today's earnings report and not provide a nice, neat trade, but that's okay. We can trade it after. There's always the next trade. So a potential daily bear flag, we need to be careful. And then on NASDAQ, we could draw it here to here. We have not bounced enough to make room for a daily higher low on NASDAQ. So bulls are not out of the woods yet. They made a great stand on yesterday. They really made some headway, but headway does not equal full success. Speaking of success, RTY set the daily higher low yesterday at 2188.70, and on IWM, that is at 215.38, and we close with an outside bar. Really bullish. IWM was on fire. Wait, let's stay here on IWM. Y'all look at this. Look at that squeeze. This is beautiful. I call these a trampoline pattern. where you have that rounded bottom and it starts turning and burning. And on RTY, look at it. So pretty. Double monthly inside bar bull break this month. And we set our daily higher low. Now, can we go get a higher high, or do we get a lower high and tighten up in this range? That remains to be seen. Dow. So on the Dow, we broke over the prior day range. So we broke over yesterday's range, but not convincingly yet. So we want to see a little bit more of a bull follow through in order to say, yes, that daily higher low is likely set. I wouldn't give the bulls that much credit yet. All right, on VIX, VIX is starting to spike up a little bit, getting a little peppy. We're still looking for a potential 30-minute lower high compared to 1535. Bulls have enough room for a daily higher low. And on the 4-hour, we're looking for a lower high, which this gives me a little more confidence in market bulls looking at this VIX chart. Hang Seng was red overnight, down 0.94. DAX is up 1.02%, nice and green. Bitcoin is down 1.67%. Ethereum is up almost the exact opposite in the other direction. Same amount, but green, up 1.66%. ETH, ETF, say that fast, starts trading today, so we should have some volatility in Ethereum. Bitcoin, there ain't nothing wrong with this chart. We're in a daily uptrend. We're fine. No major issues yet. Now, are we in an hourly downtrend? Sure. 4-hour downtrend? Sure. Have bears torn apart the structure that bulls so carefully built from Friday, July 5th until now? No, they have not done anything to destroy the structure. Yeah, 4-hour downtrend's not great. We're above the daily 50 MA. Daily higher lows are intact. Ethereum daily gets a little more sloppy. We are looking for a weekly lower high. On the 4-hour, we got a little pop. Hourly higher high. We need to get over, well, I would say we have an hourly trend change, but bulls want a little more. Need to get over 35.41.20. Okay, dollar. Dollar has some get up and go this morning. Don't want anyone to forget this weekly chart. We are looking for a weekly lower high on the dollar. This 4-hour is still spunky, so we can't front run this weekly lower high. 104.51 is key resistance here at the daily 200 MA. If not, then we're looking at potentially confirming this 8-hour inverse head and shoulders if we're above 104.51. Gold needs that daily higher low. We need to break over 2414.40. Let's call that 24.15. In order to feel a little more confident that daily higher low is set, and then bears will be looking for a daily lower high on the push up. They'll be looking for the lower high. Oh, y'all crack me up. Okay, so we're looking for a daily lower high on the bounce on gold, but let's focus on this daily higher low first, and then this daily lower high second. It's all about sequencing and anticipating the right side of the chart. I feel like I'm yelling, but I'm purposefully bringing my voice up, just trying to, I've gotten just a couple comments that I've been speaking a little bit lower, so if I'm screaming, tell me and I'll scream louder. Just kidding. Daily, we're at the 50 MA. We have API estimates after hours. Stay with me here. We are looking for a weekly higher low. That's what we're looking for, a weekly higher low. 4-hour got oversold and we got a bounce from that. So typically for the weekly higher low, you start scouting that at 4-hour oversold. Daily 50 MA is holding. So if we start building evidence, let's say we're attorneys, let's start building evidence. Weekly higher low, the more likely scenario. We're at the daily 50 MA, which commodities love to respect the boomer moving averages. 4-hour got oversold. So this is how I build evidence and say, okay, the more information I can add to this case, not going to dig for it if it's not accurate, but obvious, clear, technical, objective data that I can pile on this, the more I can pile on it, it just increases my conviction level. Does that mean I increase my size? Maybe. But we are looking for that weekly high or low. API estimates after hours. These oil bulls need to get it together. 77.55 needs to hold, or we're looking down at 6 or 8 hour oversold. So I'm not in a long yet. I am waiting for oil bulls. Show me something, mister. That's what we say in Mardi Gras in Louisiana. All right. Nat gas is red overnight, giving back those big gains from yesterday. I'm still going to call it Nat trash as long as this daily downtrend and 12 EMA remains clear. Resistance. Apple. All right, so Apple broke the daily inside bar to the bull side. We're opening up closer to yesterday's low than we are the high. I wouldn't say this is an easy chart. What's on the daily? On the weekly, we're looking for a higher low. We gave up on the bear flag due to the size of that pullback last week's range. Just ugly. So on the daily, we lost support, and we're just kind of going sideways here at the daily 12 EMA. On the 4 hour, 12 EMA is overhead. As long as, let's make a statement. As long as the 4 hour, 12 EMA is overhead, bears are in control. Let's just keep it simple. Life is really difficult. Life is hard, and I know it's harder for some more than others, and there's seasons in everyone's life. When it comes to trading, make it simple and say, okay, this is my litmus test. I am not going to look long as the 4 hour 12 EMA is overhead. Bears are in control of this chart. Boom, done, simple. All right, Amazon. Amazon just continues to work over these poor bulls that get hope. It's like, nope, you got hope? Heck no. Look at the Great Wall of Louisiana, this hourly 50 MA just suppressing price. Bezos needs to get his finger off the sell button in order for bulls to get a bounce. We have earnings next Thursday, August 1st, and I believe we have FOMC next Wednesday, July 31st. So we got the Super Bowl of every 6 weeks. I call it a Super Bowl. It's a big day, FOMC day. And then we have the Super Bowl of earnings next week with Apple, with Amazon. Lots of big earnings. And again, reminder, if you're just now joining us, hi, why are you late? Do 5 laps. Just kidding. Or 5 suicides, in basketball, run the lines. Just joking. So we have Google and Tesla earnings after hours. Amazon can't get it together. A daily lower high is the more likely scenario. NVIDIA, I'm going to go over SoFi already, Duke the Fool. Y'all hit the like button. So NVIDIA fills the gap at 124.58. We're still looking for a daily lower high. These bulls are bouncing from my beloved daily 50 MA. That's what I need. I need a hat that says beloved 50 MA and walk around and people are like, what the heck are you talking about, lady? So 124.58 fills the gap. Not all gaps have to be filled. Daily EMAs are overhead. Bulls had a nice big push yesterday. This is starting to give vibes of a 30-minute head and shoulders. I'm not going to get overly concerned about it. Just going to wait it out and see if we can hold this 122 area. It was kind of like a magnet yesterday. See if we can get a bounce going. NVIDIA earnings are not until August 28th, much later than most. I've got a long list of Queen of the Mountain. I'll try to go a little faster. So we're gapping up on Tesla. We're gapping up above 253.21, but it doesn't change the fact that we're in a daily equilibrium. Fun fact, I used to teach business English in a community college when I first graduated at LSU, which is hilarious because I tell people English isn't even my first language. My first language is redneck. So The fact that I taught English is hilarious. So if you see me trying to correct A versus AN in front of vowels, just know that I do have that background, and I would have to study the night before and say, how we gonna talk? Me and her going to the store? Just kidding. All right, equilibrium on Tesla. We can't really trade this from a perspective of technicals only because we have a binary event after hours. Next resistance is 257.14. Bulls are strong and standing out this morning. They're absolutely standing out. They're getting a little ravenous ahead of earnings. We'll see if dips get bought. That's how I would approach this, is a dip for buying and use stair step. Crowd, we filled that gap. I like it for a bounce. And I was looking even up to 289.76, the daily 200 MA. That's what I'm shooting for. So I'm looking for a mean reversion bounce. This is a higher risk bounce. It goes against exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of my spiel, but we're back at January's levels before we were even added to the S&P, and this earnings beat, we've walked back all of that over one event. I think that's an extreme reaction. We'll see if we can get a bounce going. So I'm looking for crowd bounce. Intel's a little bit harder. We have a daily double bottom here. We're looking for a weekly higher low. 4 hour is not oversold, so I wish I could add that to my data, but I can't. But I do like this high compression squeeze, and these 32.75, 80 level continues to be gold, absolute gold. So as long as that's holding, I think you could try along as far as risk to reward. Let's see if we can get some continuation. And I'm kind of viewing this as Intel had this big daily high compression bull break, boom, out of this high compression, and so did IWM. High compression squeeze bull break. And it doesn't mean that Intel will get followed through like the Russell. The Russell was heavily shorted. So some of this move is also due to shorts covering, and maybe Intel wasn't as shorted. So we don't have as much of an explosion. But I like Intel above 32.75. JPM, we're looking for a daily higher low. We've got a squeeze, folks. High compression squeeze on JPM. Got to get above the hourly 50 MA. So I like this for a long. JPM, got to get above the high of yesterday. MU, this is a tough one. So on MU, we have a weekly downtrend. We're looking for a monthly higher low. Daily is approaching oversold, but not quite. But look at this, like, little lower low, little lower low. We have some falling wedge behavior here. I like it for a long. Y'all look at that squeeze. Yummy, yummy. Love that squeeze. We got to get over 115.58 as step one of possibly bouncing on MU to possibly begin the monthly bounce. SoFi, got 2 more minutes. SoFi has an hourly squeeze. Looking for a daily higher low. Daily tweezer bottom, Duke the Fool. This is one of our members that was asking about it. So this is a good looking chart. Got to get over 755 is step one, and then 764, clear that 50 MA. Get that squeeze going. And then this one is a really nice one. For those of you who are like, hey, woman, you're talking about too much day trading. I'm only here. I can only trade here and there because I have a full-time job. Y'all look at this quarterly EQ. We're at 8101. You want to talk about asymmetric risk to reward? We're here. Knock, knock. We're here. This could be a good long opportunity against $81 for the quarterly higher low on this win equilibrium. This is my nugget for you today. I apologize that I haven't been able to get to a ton of chart requests. I seem to be a little wordy today. AMD, we're at the daily 200 MA on a bounce. We're looking for the daily lower high. We're opening up in the middle of yesterday's range. I mean, if you wanted to make a case for a potential hourly inverse head and shoulders, I wouldn't fight you. hell, I'd fight anybody. Let's be honest. I'm kidding. So we'll see if AMD can get anything going, but it doesn't look as good as some of the other names. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to end this stream so I can go boot up the TCG stream. Let me turn my alarm off before it rings loud in your ears. So thank you for being here. Hit the like button. Give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori, and use stop losses.